Hi and welcome to episode 5. Thanks for sticking with us. So we're in Onslow. We didn't intend to be in Onslow quite this early. We booked in at Onslow for tonight and tomorrow night, but yesterday we ended up driving a bit further. The place that we were going to stop, which was Nanu Tara, was a bit busy and a bit grubby, so we decided to keep driving. We did a fairly long driving day and we got here and we checked in, managed to get in to the Discovery Park in Onslow. So we've just had one night here and this morning we're moving on to the site that we intended to be at for the next 2, maybe even 3 nights. We booked in for 2, but they said if we want to stay a third we can. So this is the Discovery Park in Onslow. It's used by a lot of workers. There is, in fact, I'll just take you around here. The Fortescue wing, which is just there, that big building in the distance, is like a kind of a big motel for all the Fortescue workers. There's a lot of mining around here. There's an awful lot of work going on, and that big building that you can just maybe make out behind those trees there is quite a nice big restaurant and such like, that's kind of provided for the Fortescue workers, but it's available to all the people that are camping as well. As is usually the case, we were self-contained. We just connected up to everything, used our own shower last night and this morning and everything, so we basically just used the site for somewhere to park. Just check out the size of the sites though. We've got nearly 2 meters on that side and all that room on that side. So they're massive sites, and yeah, they've got everything. We don't need much, but everything's going great. So we're going to move on to a bit nicer sites. I'll show you that in a few minutes. So we're just passing a little bit of time. We've left the first site in Onslow and we're just waiting for midday so we can check in the second site, which is actually this one. This is the back of the site. And this, from what we've seen of pictures and a quick drive-by, looks very nice. So I'll show you a proper look around that site later. But we're now on the Onslow foreshore, which is very nice. Quite a nice little place to have a couple of days, I think, this. So there's a nice little pathway just behind me there, and we'll explore that at some point. And that's a nice little coastline. Hopefully the wind isn't playing too much havoc with the microphones. But there might be a pleasant little stroll along the beach at some point. Quite unusual, apparently, for the saltwater crocodiles to come down this far. They're more Broome and up into the Northern Territories, but they can come further down. And there has been a few occasions where they have been seen down here in Onslow. So there's another little sneak peek of the site. It looks like people are squashed in a little bit, but it does look like a very clean, well-maintained site.
They don't look too squashed.
We'll have a proper look round later. Yeah. So I've just called in the general store just to pick up a few bits, and as typically it's always the case, isn't it, that they seem to have just about everything that you might want.
Yeah.
They're remarkably well stocked, considering this place is, I mean, realistically, it's probably 4 hours from anywhere. So yeah, as I was saying, the general store and typically very well stocked. They seem to have a knack of having just about everything you want. The only problem, of course, is that everything's pretty expensive. What did you say you'd normally pay for a bottle of lemonade?
I've been
Typically
paying $2.10.
About just over $2, $1.80, $2 for a decent sized bottle of lemonade. And what was it in there? $6?
Can't remember. It was
It's $5.50, $6. So sort of 3 times the price. Some stuff's not that
But we went into
bad.
the chemist at one point,
But,
and something we pay $18.99 for.
Yeah,
It was $32.99.
$33 for
So
$19 worth, which is a bit frustrating. But
that's
at least you
a bit
can
steep.
get stuff. But if you recall, we are trying to keep our spend, if possible. We're not going crazy about it, but we are hoping to be able to do this for $100 a day.
Well, that might
So
not happen.
it might not happen, but it's the 30th of the month, so tomorrow is the last day of the month. We'll do our little budget, and it will be very interesting. I'm fascinated to see how we're doing. This looks quite nice.
Yeah.
How nice is that? Oh, there's a little table in the shade there. Drinking water there.
Oh, there's more. There's more.
Is that?
What does that
Look
say?
at that, there's 2 hats on that table. I assume they're
They'll be
fastened
old
to it. They
soldiers,
are, aren't
won't
they?
Yeah.
That's pretty cool actually, isn't
Yeah,
it?
that is. That's beautiful.
Yeah, that is nice. Feel free to pause and have a read.
So what does that say about
This
dogs?
looks quite nice over here as well.
It doesn't say. You can't go on
Do put some money into some nice things.
stand to and work on, isn't it?
That looks almost like a little oil rig
Okay.
out there.
You stay there if you want. Just got to read this.
So we've got another 40 minutes or so to pass before we can check in. So I think it's a bit of lunch in the van now. I'll make a cup of tea. Cup of tea time.
You're not allowed to have a cold drink in this heat.
If you want, yeah. Okay, so we are fully installed on the site now. We've got what appears to be a nice little site, although having said that, we are pretty much next to the dump point and the fish cleaning station, so not quite sure how that's going to pan out. So let's take you for a quick look around the site. So I gather the ablution block is up this way. Go and have a quick look around that. That's the bit that kind of makes the difference, I suppose. Now these sites do beg the question of, is everything too close together? Are you too close to your neighbour? We've just been sat outside having a cold drink, and we could hear every word that the 2 lots of people adjacent were saying. So, you know, there is a fairly decent argument for the 2 squished. I suppose time will tell. It's a nice little barbecue area under cover there. Okay, so what have we got here? Parents' room, unisex toilet and shower. Don't know what that is. Oh, that's the ladies. Where's the gents? That's the gents, must be this side. Cleaner. And laundry. Oh, decent little laundry there. Yeah, $4 for a wash, $4 for a dry. Okay, let's have a look in here. Make sure. Oh, they look quite clean and tidy. Being quiet because there might be somebody in. Nothing wrong with those. That's quite nice. So as you come out of the ablution block, you are literally right on the coast. That's the path that we walked down earlier. A vast array of different vans and such like. It's funny how when I started walking around with a camera like this, I used to be very self-aware, and now I don't give a shit. People are oh, look at this dog here. He's taking his teddy for a walk. How cool is that? He's taking his teddy for a walk. How lovely.
Your accent takes me home.
It's funny how everybody seems to comment on our accent, which is odd because we don't have them. It's all them lot that have got accents. So here's the play area. Not sure what that is over there. Oh, camp kitchen. Oh, so here's the little camp kitchen, which is small, but toasting machine, bread machine, microwave, and indoor barbecue. Nothing wrong with that, to be honest. We wouldn't use it anyway, we're self-contained. But it's just interesting to see and show what's available. But yeah, this is a very nice site. But they do cram them in. I mean, you really are. We're probably about 2 or 3 meters away from our neighbour. Well, realistically, probably 1 metre on one side and 3 metres on the other. There's also a lot of dogs. There's dogs on all the way around us. Every single plot round us has a dog, which just poses the problem of if one starts barking, they all tend to join in, and Sid just wants to get to the other dog, or any other dog, and play, say hello. So that could be a bit problematic. We'll have to see how that pans out. But like I say, this will be an interesting test as to whether we want to do more of these type of caravan parks or not. We've got 2 nights here, so it's a decent little test, and maybe we'll be looking for something a bit more roomy. I don't know. I'll come back to you on that one. The thing is, you've got all the amenities, you've got everything you want. As I say, we don't really need anything. We want electric and water. That's about it. Ideally, electric, water and no neighbours. That would be perfect. Of course, that's never going to happen. Anyway, we'll crack on. There they are. The dynamic duo. Diddy, 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 widdy, widdy. Oh, excited? He's never pleased to see you. Well, good morning, and it's the second morning on this site. What are you smirking at me for?
How many times?
How many takes is it going to be?
Yeah, sorry, I'll try not to
Take
laugh
17.
again.
Well, good morning. Angie's got the giggles this morning. This isn't the first take. Let's just leave it at that. So we've just done our showers and all that sort of stuff. We're just having a quick brew, and then we're going to head down into the town. And is it a town? Is it a town of a village? Anyway, we're going to head down and have a little bit of a wander. So we've just planned the next few days of where we want to be, but done a bit of booking in, which is all well and good. So I just wanted to kind of retouch on the way here. I forgot to mention, but we did 2 consecutive nights of free camping, which was fine, wasn't it? And I think we had enough water and battery power to have done a third. We probably could have done a third quite easily.
Well, we expected, well, no.
We at one point we were planning on doing 3, weren't we?
Yeah.
But anyway, it turned out to just be 2 because we decided to come straight to Onslow. But interestingly, each night we only dropped in terms of power to 80%, and
we went back up to full,
which
didn't it?
quickly the following morning charged itself back up off the solar, and by the end of 2 full days we were still showing half a tank of water. Which, whether that's calibrated and we realistically sort of had half a tank, we're not sure, but we certainly think we could have done a 3rd day without any real problem. I just thought people might find that a little bit interesting. What we did do on the way here, which was kind of comical really, is we picked up some interesting hitchhikers, didn't we? On the front, yeah. They were pretty horrible, pretty massive. Spoiled their day, I suppose. So, and the other thing to maybe touch on is food. We have bought in the 3 weeks now. We've bought almost nothing away. You know, we've not bought any cooked food as such. We had a pie and a cake and a couple of tiny bits like that. But in the main, we've cooked everything. And you are able to cook proper meals, aren't you?
Yeah.
We're not missing.
Well, we bought a cooked chicken last night. And
we bought a cooked chicken and we had a proper chicken dinner. The only thing we don't have in the van is an oven, but we have got a gas cooktop, we've got a microwave, we brought an air fryer, and we've got a little induction,
we don't really need an oven,
electric induction ring. So we can basically cook everything that you would cook at home. It's a little bit... Gets a bit cramped if you're both trying to get involved.
Yeah.
It's better if you sort of take turns at cooking, really. But as you can maybe see, we've cooked some fairly nice things. We did a big nachos the other night, and the easiest way to do it was to do one big nachos, and we actually did it in the grill pan itself.
Well, it's hard because you haven't got all the
You've not got
all
as
the
big a
cooking
pots
stuff
and
you've got at
pans
home, the
as
cooking
you would
pots.
have at home.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's everything's working out good.
And we have realised the pots, the dishes and the plates we've brought aren't microwavable.
Yes, we
which-
didn't know that.
Yeah.
So some of the dishes and stuff that we bought that are lightweight and stack well and everything aren't microwavable, which is interesting.
Because we were trying to keep the weight down with the plastic rather than the glass, but we probably will put a few glass things in so we can do stuff in the microwave
Yeah,
more.
yeah. Anyway, all is going well, so we'll crack on and see what today brings. Bye for now.
Bye.
So just having a bit of an evening stroll. It's cooled down a bit now. It was quite hot today, but it's dropped down to probably about 25, 26, something like that now, and it's lovely. What I did want to just touch on was the budget. If you recall, we've previously spoke about hoping to be able to do this for about $100 a day. It was never a hard and fast thing. Didn't really matter too much, but that's what we were hoping we could do it for. So, bearing in mind we've not done a full month, we set off on the 12th, but we stocked the van up and such like on the 11th, and we have had to buy some incidental things along the way that we'd kind of forgotten about. Bought a vacuum cleaner, for instance, so that's pushed things up a little bit. But essentially we've been away 20 days now, and before I tell you the figure, of those 20 days we've spent 3 of them on free campsites, 2 of them on very low cost campsites. One was $20, one was $10, and the rest have been in proper caravan sites where we've had water and electric and such like. So the long and short of it is, over those 20 days it works out at $124.19. What we're going to do is carry on monitoring things till we've done 30 or 31 days, so we've done the equivalent of a full month, and just see what happens, because initially, as I say, we spent a little bit more than we sort of needed to, didn't we?
And we bought Hoover and things.
Yeah, we bought that vacuum, like I said, so there was a little bit of stocking up of things in the van that will certainly flow on into the 2nd and 3rd month potentially. So I don't think $124.19 is bad at all, and I think as time goes on that average will come down. We've not done a lot of eating out. We've basically cooked pretty much everything in the van, but yeah, quite happy with that. I do think the $100
might be achievable.
is probably achievable. Oh, pretty damn close, and as I say, it doesn't really matter. It was just something to aim for. So we've got one more day in Onslow, which is a quiet little place really, fairly typical for these sort of towns. They're all a little bit on the sleepy side, but it's been nice.
Been a nice chill, hasn't it?
Yeah, it's been a nice chill. The site's nice, isn't it?
Lots of people have said they've seen humpback whales out there. I think
Yeah, they have, yeah.
I think we need
We've stood
binoculars.
and had a look and seen nothing, but that's kind of typical. We've been on a whale watching thing before and not seen anything, haven't we? And we went on a crocodile tour in Florida
Long time of
and
year,
didn't
they told
see
us that
anything.
afterwards, didn't they?
It would be totally pointless us ever going on safari or something like that. We'd be better off just staying home watching David Attenborough on telly, I think.
Come on,
Can you
come
see any
Jimmy.
whales? I can't see any whales. I've been to Wales,
Sit
but I don't
here
think that
and
counts.
just look out.
Look at us, sitting on a bench looking at the ocean.
We should have some cheese butter.
If
shouldn't
we'd have
we?
brought some cheese sandwiches, we could be your mum and dad. What are you doing?
A whale or a seal.
What are you doing? All right, sloppy.
Oh, I love you too.
Oh, look at that face.
Oh, he's a happy boy.
Are you happy, boy?
I think so. 4 walks a day. What you done with that now? You're getting wound up, mate.
So we're starting to head south again when we leave here.
This is our furthest north.
Yeah, this is
that
our
we've ever
furthest
been.
north point. In fact, it's the furthest north we've ever
When-
been.
when we've been on a
apart from when we've
motorbike or here,
been
other than on a ship.
on a ship, yeah. And we're
driven
working
all
our way
round.
down to meet some friends of ours in a place called Ballara Station in a week's time. So that will be nice. So I think for tonight we will be heading back shortly and opening a bottle of ouzo that we bought today.
Bit of ouzo and lemonade.
A bit of ouzo and lemonade is on the cards. It's a bit Greek for being in Australia, isn't it? But doesn't matter.
We like it.
Well, I think it's time to head back. I don't think we're going to see any whales. What we might see shortly is some spaghetti bolognese.
Maybe.
Right, come on. Let's go. Come on, Sid. Show us the way. You're going the wrong way, Sid.
So this way. I said, well, we didn't go this way last night.
Absolutely lovely temperature now. It's perfect.
We'll go and sit outside for an ouzo first.
We'll go and get ourselves an ouzo and sit outside for a bit, I think. Here we are. Home sweet home.
Okay.
There you go. Ouzo and lemonade.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Sidney's hooked himself on here, look.
Look at that. I don't know if you can see that. He's hooked himself around the chair. He's stuck.
I'll get him out.
So we're just leaving Onslow and we just thought we would show you the main street in Onslow. So to the right there's a little bit of a museum-y type thing. And then you come to a little post office on the left. It's really hustly and bustly this morning, it's busy. We've got a pub on the right. The main point of interest really in Onslow town centre is that supermarket there on the left, and that little blue building on the right is a chemist. I know it looks like a garage, but it's a chemist. And really that's it. You're on your way out of Onslow now. So essentially Onslow town centre is realistically about 100 metres long.
And they've got a tavern.
Oh yeah, there's a tavern there. There's always a tavern in Australia.
Well, there is a beach resort.
Yeah, there's a little beach
place
resort
on
down
the
there that
front.
you'll have seen when we walked down the front earlier.
Tables outside.
So it's a nice little coastal town, I suppose. There's not much going on, but along the coast there is really quite nice. So we're heading back now to Yanari rest stop. So we're kind of backtracking now. It's one of those free stopovers, so I don't think we'll even bother filming anything until we get to the next stop the day after, which is Ballara station. So we're just going to call at the general store, pick up one or two supplies, and then we'll continue on our journey. So back in a bit.
Bye for now.
Okay, so we've arrived at Yanari. To be honest, it's 38 degrees out there. We've got the generator out and the aircon on in the van because it's just too hot. So we're just having a little bit of a chill. Angie's having a chill on the bed. I'm just catching up with a little bit of editing. But I wanted to come back to what this, the title of this video was all about, and basically are some of these campsites too crammed in? I suppose at the end of the day it depends what you want. It suited us at that point. We ended up having 3 days there. We were in a place where it was going to be very hot. We wanted to be able to use the aircon, so obviously we can plug into their electric and use it as much as we like. We used the washing facilities. It was quite good, and it was a nice little rest. It's not the sort of site that we would crave to use every single time. We like to be a little bit more detached. Being sort of 2-3 meters away from the next guy is not really what suits us. But at the end of the day, I suppose it's the difference between living in suburbia or living in the country, each to their own and very much down to your requirements. So there's nothing wrong with them, and we will certainly use that type of site again when it suits us. But something a little bit different coming up. Tomorrow we're heading over to a place called Ballara Station. It is quite inland, but it proves, I've been told it's really quite quirky. We haven't been before, so it'll all be new and hopefully something a little bit more interesting for the next episode. So I will sign off for now. If you can hear any snoring in the background, that's Angie. And we will see you in episode 6 very soon. Bye.